You're watching Judge Nuzz, Wednesdays at 7.
Your Honor, my friend here are suing Mr. Patouche for compensation for the wrongdoings that he has committed against us.
For what do you intend to be compensated for?
The incident with Mr. Patouche gave me a broken arm, while Jim here had to deal with a broken foot. We were both unable to attend our post-secondary education for a few months.
Start from the beginning. What happened at the incident?
On October 23rd, 2013, just before noon, Jim and I were throwing a football back and forth in a neighborhood field. And the football was signed by Joe Montana, our favorite football player. Anyways, at one point, Jim threw the ball too far, and it happened to land in Mr. Patouche's backyard. And yeah, it happened to break his window.
Hold on, what is the estimated value of the football?
I would say about $2,000, Your Honor.
Mr. Patouche, were you aware of the monetary value of the football?
No, although it did look like a mighty fine toy. Serves them right for not handling it properly.
Mr. Patouche came up to the window. He was very mad, so he told us, he started taunting us and telling us we couldn't get this ball back unless we come there and get it ourselves.
Did you get your ball back?
Well, at about 1:30 in the afternoon, we saw Mr. Patouche leaving for work in his car, so we had the idea of going over his fence to look for the ball in his yard.
Your Honor, what they did was ridiculous and against the law. I intend to file a counterclaim on the basis that they trespass on my property.
Are you two aware that trespassing is a tort?
We didn't really think of it at the time. We were just wondering about getting our football back.
Teenagers these days.
Silence. What happened next?
Well, once I got into the backyard, I started running forward, and my leg got caught in a trap. I couldn't move, it hurt a lot, and I started screaming.
I tried to see what happened by climbing over the fence, and then I ran towards Jim. And then my feet suddenly slipped, like when I came in contact with the cement floor. It felt like it was deliberately coated in oil, and then because of the slippery surface, I fell and broke my arm on the cement, and both of us were unable to move. Your Honor, I have papers from the police stating that there were indeed numerous traps on the property of Mr. Patouche, and that those traps proved to be an immediate threat to people within close proximity of those traps.
Mr. Patouche, according to these papers, those booby traps on your property is not certified or legal. Did you know that, my friend?
I put them there for protection. You never know what can come into your personal property. Raccoons, thieves, young hooligans, anything can happen. Serves them right. I've always seen animals and some kids come into my yard to mess around. They formerly belonged to my father, the traps, and I dug them out in the attic. He has the licenses for it, and I have the papers right here.
Mr. Patouche, according to the documents provided by the boys, you do not have a license to possess these traps. Regardless of your father previously owning them, he has a certification and you do not. So you cannot possibly have a valid explanation as to why you have such devastations on your lawn.
Your Honor, I have police documentation that shows that Mr. Patouche's trap was used to break a mailman's leg on August 30th. Would you like to see the file, Your Honor?
Yes, please give the file over here. I'll pass it to the judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this was the most direct response I could take to these threats. I've had experiences before where other teenagers with nothing better to do come and vandalize my walls. If it takes traps to repel these people, I'll do it. It's not my problem. This is not the first. I have the police documents from the first arrest that they've had.
What is clear is that both sides are at fault. You two boys displayed recklessness by mishandling valuable items, voluntarily trespassing on a neighbor's backyard, and had the guts to provoke your neighbor. You, on the other hand, Mr. Patouche, have no respect for others' safeties, and by repeatedly neglecting to withdraw your traps, despite having injured people with them, your actions have resulted in injuries of these two boys. I will make a verdict. And the verdict is, although trespassing is a summary offense, human life and well-being of others is far more important. Mr. Patouche, you directly caused the injuries of these two boys, influencing their academic and social life. There are better ways to deal with trespassers than to potentially put dangerous contraptions in your backyard. The boys intended no harm but to retrieve their football, which you withheld from them. However, you should have contacted authorities instead of jumping over the fence. Mr. Patouche, you are to award these two boys $1,000 for covering medical damages and return their football, please. Boys, you must deliver a written apology to Mr. Patouche for the grievances you have committed against his property, and you will each pay him $150. So you may fix his window. Verdict is final.